What's up, everybody? I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Food with Friday. So on this episode of Food with Friday, we're going to cook one of my favorite things. Yes, one of my favorite things. And what that is? Oxtail. I love oxtail. It's so good. It's a unused cut a lot of times, depending, unless you're from the islands. You know, the Midwest, I guess, we use it for soups in the South and things like that. And it's one of those cuts that's been getting, popular around. So, the price has gone up. It's gone up every time I go to the grocery store, but it's so good. And what we're going to do with our oxtail today is we're actually going to do a jerk marinade that I started. And that's going to really give it some of that flavor, give it some of that island flair to a point. But then we're going to cross it up and we're going to do it a little bit of Southern style, but add some grits, some cheese grits, and then we're going to do some spinach to put on top of it, So it's going to be a really good meal. Something, like I said, I definitely enjoy. Definitely one of those things that you cook in, slow cooker. We're actually going to use my Instapot pressure cooker today to cook these. But it's one of those dishes that's, it's good for a family dinner, and it's also, really filling and great. So you guys stay tuned and we'll get started. See you in a minute. Peace. All right, so then now for the ingredients for our jerked oxtail with our spinach and cheesy grits, okay? All right, you guys get it? So first thing I did is actually I marinated these oxtails overnight, and I created a little jerk marinade, really different from a jerk sauce. A sauce more so something you want to brush onto it. This is more so a jerk style marinade. And so what I use for this, there's it's some different ingredients you can use, and from every time I look up different recipes on jerk, they kind of give you some similar stuff, but so I just kind of made up a different thing for my own. So the thing that always is in jerk is you always have to have Scotch bonnet peppers or habaneros, okay? So I use habaneros because it's kind of hard to get Scotch bonnets here in the Midwest, obviously. It's just not something that everyone already has, okay? Another thing that they normally always kind of use is called like a Maggi sauce, which is a kind of like a brown kind of like sauce for the islands. It has some different flavors in it instead, but mostly it's pretty much just soy. It's a salty kind of vinegar thing, so I use soy sauce. Another thing in there, brown sugar. I didn't happen to have any brown sugar in the house at the point, so I just used just a little bit of regular sugar, but pretty much these are the other ingredients you definitely have to have. You have to have cinnamon. You definitely have to have some allspice. You definitely have to have a lot of garlic, a ton of garlic, and you definitely have to have some ginger. So I put all those in there. And then what I kind of substituted on my side is I used some scallions in mine. And then I also used, instead of adding honey, which is sometimes on there to help it stick, I used Pepsi. Yes, that's right. I used Pepsi. It has a little bit of sweet. Also, obviously, with the soda, it helps tenderize the meat. It helps break that down a little bit for you and kind of get it tender as we get ready to, cook this later in our Instapot pressure cooker. The last other thing I actually put in there is, of course, I put salt and pepper in there, like I said, and then I had some scallions instead of just some regular chopped onions. All right, and then along with that, of course, we have our general mix for our spinach that we're going to do. We're going to do some, just a half a bunch of spinach, to half of a yellow and a red onion. Red pepper, half a yellow and red pepper. We also have half a scallion in there chopped down, 2 whole cloves of garlic. All right. And then for our grits, we have 1 cup of our Professor Tolbert's locally made orange grits, which are really, really good. You guys should go check them out. There'll be a link in the bio. We have some cheese, and then we also have some chicken broth and some cream. Of course, we're going to have some little butter in there, and that's going to put that all together. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get these oxtails seared up and get ready to put it in our Instapot. See you in a second. All right, now what we're going to do is I've got my cast iron skillet here on the stove. I got a little bit over medium high heat. So we're just going to add just a little bit of oil to this. Just a little bit, just enough to coat the bottom of bottom of the pan, so we don't have a lot of sticking on this. And with this meat, this is the one time, since it's marinating, you heard me say it last time, I'm not going to extra season the meat. It's been marinated, it has the salt, has all those things in there that it needs, so we're not going to mess with it that much. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get these oxtail and start browning them on each side. And this is 2 pounds of oxtail though, by the way. So we're going to go ahead and start getting them. Get the big ones in there first. Man, it smells so good. As you see, it's popping a little bit. That's fine. I mean, as long as you don't burn yourself and popping from the liquid. I personally like doing the sides first when I can, if I can. Some of them I do the tops. Just trying to really get them all in the pan. Obviously, some of these small ones, you're probably not going to be able to get the tops on them, so. Yeah, we got these oxtails from Butler Meats here in Lafayette, Indiana. They're really good local, so I decided to go ahead and support the cause, you know what I'm saying? Support local when you can. Trust me, from someone that depended on that for a long time, and of that being the case, you know, we should try to do that as much as you can here in a local area from local businesses. So yeah, like I said, we're just gonna go ahead and let these sear. And really, they shouldn't really take that long on most times. You do want to rotate them out as much as you can here. We want to get a good, you know, decent little crust on them. Get that Maillard, I believe that's how you say it, that flavor. That flavor you can savor. Yeah, see, some of these small ones are getting done a little bit faster. It already smells fantastic. You smell that it has a little bit of this heat to it, but it's not crazy. But it's, you know, it's going to have a kick. And you know how I like my kick to my food. I mean, I don't like it kill you hot. But I definitely like a little heat. So see, oh yeah, that's getting a little nice browning right there. Kind of want to get some more of that action. We're going to flip these a couple times. You know, for that. Let's go ahead and start getting some of the side on this one. Yeah, that one's getting good. A lot of times the darker color the better. You're off. So you get the idea of what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and keep browning these. We're going to get them all the way brown. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and get them ready to drop in the Instant Pot. We'll be right back. All right, now we're back. Woo, that heat from that habanero is coming up through this smoke, making me cough a little bit. So now all we got to do is, you can see these are really browned. We've got these browned. You see them right there. You see that dark, deep color right there on those? We're just going to get these in the pot. All right. Woo. Maybe these will be hot. They got that color we want on them. Yeah, we got a little brown and that crispy, and that's fine. That's just fine. Don't be scared of that. No. Woo, yeah, woo, goodness. I don't know how many of you guys out there have an Instant Pot, but this thing is amazing. We talked about in season 1 how much in love I was with my air fryer. I am just as in love with this Instant Pot. This is, woo, yeah, man. Woo, that heat's coming off of there. All right, this is going to be nice and spicy. We know that for sure from that heat. Okay, so now inside this we have 2 pounds of heat. 2 pounds of oxtail. What I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use my marinade liquid in here. Now, this is beef, so, I washed it before, I put it in the marinade and whatnot. This is beef. You're not going to get the salmonellas or anything like that from it. So a lot of times, even with my beefs, the marinades and whatnot, like to go ahead and add them in. And I'm just going to add this right into the crock pot. And it's going to fill it up about halfway up into my oxtail. And that's kind of where I want it. All right. You don't want to put too much in here because then it's like soaking, and we're pressure cooking. And pressure cooking, normally you want to have some liquid, just like you do when you when you do any kind of slow cooker method. All right, woo, boy, that's like I let off a habanero bomb in here. I'm laughing now, but my eyes are watering. I'm coughing. Good Lord. All right, so let's go ahead and put this Instapot on. If I can get it on here. Oh, put it on the wrong way. That's why. All right. And this is 2 pounds in my Instapot. Cracking in here. I'm going to go ahead, and this is literally, you're going to want to do roughly anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes per pound with marinated food. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and we're going to get it going. Once it's done, we'll come check it out. Be back in a minute. Boy, woo! Yeah, we'll be back in a minute. Peace. All right, so now we're back. It's been 35 minutes. It's been the Instapot. Had this in here just getting all the good juices and everything all together, all soaking in, and then now it's time to see what this looks like so that we can get on to the next part of this meal. You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. Oh, look at all that goodness. All that goodness right in there. Mm-hmm. See how they got that nice brown? See, now we have that juice in there, kind of soaked in, and those are so tender. They're almost falling off this bone, but they're just enough where they're not. Oh, yeah, these are on point and perfect. Look at that. All that gelatinous goodness. All that gelatinous goodness. I can't wait to eat these. That's exactly what's up. All right, then. Well, this is what it does. I say, everybody, you should go get an Instapot. Big shout out to my guy Chad, hooked me up with the Instapot, and actually, I think he's gonna be pulling up with me to eat some dinner here in a little bit. So we're gonna get a taste test for him, and we're gonna see what he says about this meal right here. So, all right, 1 second. We're gonna get these grits on. We're gonna get this spinach going, and I'm gonna show you how that's done. Then we're gonna get this thing plated. You heard? Holla. All right, y'all, we're back. It's Food with Friday, and I got my pans and my pots going. It's time to go ahead and make the spinach and go ahead and make these grits. So, all right, already the pot over here, as you can see, I already got some water in there. That is a cup of 2 cups of water right there. But what we're going to go ahead and do, because I like to get these right, man, you got to add some chicken broth to these grits, man. I get some little bit of extra flavor. So we're going to go ahead and add 2 cups, and we got 1 cup. And we have 2 cups of grits. So with this, you always want to go 2 to 1 scenario. And we're going to go ahead and get that boiling. Get the right consistency, I'd say. At least the way I like to do my grits. All right. So that's going to be boiling. We're going to go ahead and get those boiling. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get these veggies ready. So let's go ahead and get this. Of course, it's me. We're going to use some butter. And a lot of butter. So let's go ahead and get this butter in here. We're going to need this again here for these grits, so I'm going to go ahead and just put this off to the side. Go ahead and let that butter start to get going a little bit. And this is real simple, y'all. You know how I get down. This is real simple. You know, all this is just some aromatics, some veggies, and a little bit of salt. And you know I'm using some Lars. You know I got my Lars. It's going to go on top of this. So let's go ahead and get this in here. Let's go ahead and get this garlic going. And these shallots. Yeah. Our Lord, don't boom. Saute. We're actually going to bring this down a little bit. Now if that butter's going, I think I've actually put it a little too high for once. Yeah. And this time, you know, a lot of times when I make my spinach, I like to use some balsamic vinegar and whatnot. But this time I'm not going to, because I think it'll throw off the flavor from the jerk. And also maybe take away a little bit from these cheese grits. So, see, there we go. So those are getting nice and brown. They're clear, they're getting translucent. Go ahead and throw in our bell pepper. What am I? We're going to let those cook down a little slow, nice and slow. The beauty thing about all this is it's all pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? We're going to pretty much knock all this off and within a good 5, 10, 15, probably about 10 minutes, honestly, max, worst case scenario. But you guys can see pretty much what we got in here, putting it in there. We're going to go ahead and add a little bit of this Lars right now. Just like yay. And I don't want these to cook down too much. I want to come to them still have a little bit of color. Because pretty much what's going to happen, we're going to wilt down this spinach and let these kind of really just steam. With that garlic and that shallot going. All right, so let's put those in here. You know what? Normally, I'd add a little water, but since right now I got some of this chicken stock, we're just going to just drop a little chicken stock in there instead. Okay, that's enough. So that I can cook down the steam. That, another little you dig like this, and we're just going to let those go. And that's it for that, man. That's it for that. These grits are getting warmed up. It's starting to get to a boil. You want to make sure this pot for the grits, this water gets to a boil, like a steaming boil. So we're going to go ahead and get this get it going a little heated, a little more, real quick, for show. You know how we do when we kicking in the kitchen. Wow. Thank you very much. But yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. So this is, like I said, man, I really like these oxtails, and I've made this combination of meals before. And this came out, fantastic. And, really, it's a real simple thing. These grits, like I said, the biggest thing with these grits, like I was telling you, it's really just boil, hot. And it's really just whisking and whisking and whisking and whisking. So while this is going ahead and do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this to a boil. While it gets to a boil, when we come back, we'll go ahead and get the grits in, get some whisking going, and add the extra things to make these cheesy, and we'll be good to go. It's Food for Friday, you heard? All right, so this is at a boil, so let's go ahead and get these grits in here. And these are Professor Torbert grits right here, West Lafayette owned. That's right, we support local when we can. So we're going to go ahead and get them in there. And with these grits, we're going to stir them in. You stir these good. And they're grits. So it's nothing crazy to it. If you ever made grits before, you know how it's done. And there they go. And we're going to just let those go. So let them be. You see? All this is all smelling good. We're going to go ahead and turn our spinach off. Now this is the time where you do a little seasoning if you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and throw a little pepper in there. And then we're going to turn down this heat too. Woo! Go ahead and bring that to the simmer. They're popping. Yeah, they're bubbling now. Now, if they do start doing that, that lets you know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing to a point. But you know. There you go. They're bubbling. You don't turn down fast enough, they get popping, you end up like Al Green. If you guys know what happened to Al Green, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now these aren't instant grits, so you're gonna have to want to let these. You see it, but you see how these are kind of going and they're getting thickered up real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and get some pepper, and then we're gonna go ahead and do the. Little pepper in there. And they're farting. I'm joking, but you know, they're a low and simmer. They're sitting on there, and we want to keep on just kind of stirring these like so. Whip them in the pan. Look at them. That orange, nice golden color. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add some more butter. Add some butter to these. About a tablespoon or so. I'm actually going to add a lot of butter. Whisk that butter in there. Won't. A lot of times people whisk their butter in the end. I like put mine in while I'm still cooking them, so it actually gets in there. Also, what it's going to do is it's going to help me when I add some extra viscosity in here for what I'm about to do next. And what I'm about to do next is add this cream. So, you know, you kind of just eyeball it. That's probably about a quarter a cup of cream. Right in there like that. Bam. We'll start whipping this. Let me get my other lid. Start go ahead and whip that up again. So now this is on a low simmer. How'd you know that some old northern boy, the southern family guy, can make these grits? Yeah, man. Now see how creamy those look? Look how creamy those are. That's creamy grit. And as they sit here and simmer on this low, they'll thicken up a little bit and kind of give you that, you know, they'll still be creamy and smooth, but still have a little bit of bite to them. All right, so now we're going to add the cheese. Add the cheese. Add the cheese. And then, yeah, we're going to get that mixed in there nice and good. Oh, snap. Yellow color. See, look, that's what you want. You want it to come up, still thick, still creamy, but it's dripping off of the spoon or off the whisk, just like that. All right, so we're gonna let these sit for about another 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, maybe max, and then we're gonna get ready to serve them. You heard? All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get this thing plated. All right. Let's do this. All right, so we got our grits over here. Look how creamy those look. Look at those. Make me already smell so good. I ain't gonna slap my mama, but I might slap somebody. Well. Okay, so we're gonna put these grits in here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get them all over because I really like my grits, so we're gonna get them right in the like ja. Okay. All right, let's sit over there. Let's go ahead and move this. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add some of our veggies. Well. Spinach. Some of these peppers. Got a nice color on it. Oh my. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and snatch up some of this garlic in the bottom too, because you know it's flavored, but I need some of this garlic. And the shallot. Okay. Well, might as well get all of it, I guess, the rest of it. Okay. Then, lastly, I'm going to add this oxtail. Well. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy. Oh, that looks so fire. Actually, I'm gonna let that spinach almost go. Last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna finish it. A little bit of green onion. And there you go. Jerk oxtail, marinade jerk oxtail with some spinach and some cheesy grits. Torbert's, Professor Torbert's cheesy grits. Ya heard? Holla! All right, we'd like to thank you for watching this Food with Friday episode. Hopefully you guys like this dish and we'll try this dish at home. If you do, of course, let us know. Comments below. Send us your jerk recipe, for your jerk marinade, or even if you have a jerk sauce. Of course, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms at Food with Friday. And also, of course, if you have any questions or, have a recipe you want us to try here on Food with Friday, you can always email us at foodwithfriday@gmail.com. So until the next time, you guys stay full, you stay eating, and you stay enjoying everything that's food and life, This is how we do. This is Friday Awesome, and we're out here with Food with Friday. See you next episode. Peace.